There was a debate inside and a demonstration outside of the Dominica Parliament on Wednesday over the issue of electoral reform. It is one of the major stories we are following today.
Protests in Dominica, just outside the parliament on Wednesday, turned violent after protesters attempted to breach barriers surrounding the building in Roseau. In response, police deployed tear gas to disperse the crowd. Videos circulating on social media captured chaotic scenes, including protesters throwing missiles and police using force to remove demonstrators from restricted areas. The protesters, believed to be opposition supporters, are against aspects of the electoral reform bills before Parliament, even though they have long clamored for reforms. Dr. Thompson Fontaine, leader of the United Workers' Party, had called for people to take to the streets to protest the parliamentary proceedings.
And the reason why we are going to Parliament is to send a very clear message, one that the government of Dominica cannot misinterpret.
The bills were drafted following months of public consultations. Some opposition officials argued that the proposed reforms are not going far enough, but the ruling party surrogates say the opposition does not want reform, but are seeking chaos instead. Following a day of debate in the Parliament, the three bills were passed unanimously, supported by all members, including Senator Delbert Paris, the current deputy political leader of the considered main opposition United Workers' Party.
Well, this, I would say, over 17 years now, this has been an ongoing debate for the opposition and the government of the day. So, more than that, according to Mr. Blackmore. But anyway, I stand for this bill to be passed. I'm going to tell you why.
MP Anthony Charles, who represents Marigot, the traditional opposition stronghold, said the proposed reforms are a good place to start.
We have to start somewhere. We have to start it somewhere. We have to give and take. And this is not about political parties showing how strong they are. This is not about the government flexing their muscle. This is about democracy.
A government release said the passage of the bills reinforces the country's commitment to free and fair elections. The release late Wednesday said the legislative measures aim to enhance electoral integrity, improve transparency, and modernize voting procedures in line with international best practices. Attorney General Levi Peter piloted the bill in the Parliament.
I understand that a few of them, the usual miscreants, are congregated around the various areas, causing mischief or attempting to, as they usually do. And so in that vein, Mr. Speaker, I commend this bill to the House, and I don't think I need to say anything more.
The new Registration of Electors Act requires valid documentation for voter confirmation and makes provisions for mandatory voter confirmation for a specified period of 12 months. Dominican citizens residing overseas who wish to be reconfirmed on the electors list will be required to do so in person in the country. Voter identification cards containing key identifying information, including a photograph and advanced security features such as a unique identification number, will be issued. The legislation also includes the use of technology in voter registration and record management, the introduction of an electronic voting system, equal access to the media, and increased accessibility for persons with disabilities. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt, who was out of the island Wednesday attending an OECS Heads of Government meeting, had spoken earlier this week about the bills.
The government has consulted extensively a wide range of civil society groups, organizations, and individuals, as well as the Organization of American States, the Commonwealth, the CARICOM, and the OECS have been part of this process. We welcome robust debate on these bills, but we are not prepared to entertain baseless distractions. The reality is simple. This government has been transparent, accountable, and committed to ensuring we continue to enjoy free and fair elections in Dominica.
This is Primetime Caribbean. We have more news when we return.